So, with Robert Snodgrass taking a tumble over an invisible part of Dan's leg at the weekend, it posed the question, actually James told me to pose the question, I agreed. Can diving ever be stopped? Anyone got any suggestions?
Should it be stopped?
That's a pearl of a question, Chris.
Yes.
Hi. Here's the big question, right? Here's the big question.
He's always starting.
Is it still a free kick if there's no contact?
Oh, come on, you bring him back to this.
Listen to where I'm going with this. Listen to where I'm going with this, right? If you're making a run, say you're a winger, you're making a run down the line, right? You've got the ball at your feet down the line. The player comes across from centre midfield, say, comes across, and he doesn't actually clean you out, but you jump over him before he connects with you. And subsequently fall? Is it still a foul?
It's an incredible lack of coordination that should probably be punished for someone who's a professional athlete if you can't jump and land on your feet.
Well, all right, then. So don't be a smart arse about it. You're trying to be a dickhead about it, though.
But it's a good answer. I'll answer your question, honestly.
Is it a foul?
I think...
If he impedes his run, but there's no contact...
I'm trying to answer his question. I don't think he wants to do.
If I come out as a goalkeeper and I go down and I don't get the ball but don't make contact with the man and the guy goes down, I'd be raging if a penalty got given for it.
But the question is he impeding his run as opposed to have you made contact with him?
I suppose the question you kind of leading on to is that, and it probably answers Chris's question to some extent, is that if he deliberately gets clipped, jumping over there, if he leaves a leg in, should be fouled. That's
Hey, all right, okay. I'll answer your question, but answer me this.
Riddle me this.
No, if I have the ball at my feet and knock the ball around you and you run into you, is that a foul?
It depends if there's intent or not. The big question is
ultimately
intent.
you're putting your body in the way of the person who's running.
You made a body check?
No, ultimately that's all you're doing. If you're putting a tackle in early and he decides to dive over you, that's almost the same as you standing in that position.
Listen.
And he's got to run round you. No,
I hate it. I hate diving.
You can step in.
Absolutely.
The big question.
Hold on.
That's Snodgrass. Robbie, let me finish. Snodgrass was a dive, but my question here is, surely it has to be about intent. If you intend on going down without being fouled, right? Regardless whether there's contact
so
or not.
let's talk about proper diving then. Let's talk about a deliberate... No.
It's the same question.
No, it's not.
The question was, can you stop it?
Let's talk about a deliberate and malicious attempt to win a free kick or get someone but or whatever by going down. I'm not talking about being tripped when you've not been touched. I'm talking about saying, I'm going down here.
But that's not still considered a dive if you haven't been touched?
Me personally, you're asking the question, I want it out of the game. Right, you can get rid of it. You can have retrospective punishment where you can look at it on the Monday. Somebody like Snodgrass, who's obviously dived, you're banned for 3 games. You start doing that, a lot of these guys who, your Ashley Youngs at Man United, there's quite a few of them around the place that just dive.
Just trying to get Ashley Young in though?
No, I'm not even just picking on him. These have even been players at Arsenal. The other day, Sanchez dived. Right, I don't like it. Right. When you dive, and it's obvious that you've dived, right, to win a penalty, to win that's it. You get a ban for 3 games. You'll soon start seeing a lot of players stop doing it.
You know what it is, though?
We've got to cut it out. And then, sorry, Paul. You know the other last thing is this thing about contact. That's the next one that's bugging me. Is that out on the pitch, players all the time tussling with each other and things like that. No problem. As soon as they get in the box, I touch you like that, you fall over. And then you'll hear the pundits go, oh, actually, if you slow it down...
That's just the power of your touch. No?
There was contact. Oh, there was contact. Yeah, it's a penalty.
I know Robbie's got so many children now.
I think I've flip-flopped on this, whether I want to get diving out, whether I don't want to get diving out. I like it when someone in my team wins a penalty through diving. I do. I'm sorry. Oh. I never used to.
You like cheating?
I never used to.
I feel like we've done this before, and I advocated diving and got slaughtered for it. So, well, by all means,
the integrity of you Liverpool fans. I always rated you like it's going down.
When other players do it, and that's what it's about.
Being a football fan is being a hypocrite.
Yeah,
and that's to be done. Here's the thing, and it's an extreme example of it, but it's like capital punishments. Is that what? No. Because there is a degree of proof but there will always be a grey area where you cannot prove whether someone's done something or not. And what will happen is, again, I thought it was an extreme example, and it's not particularly relevant, but I thought it would get people's attention, is that there will be a degree of cases where players are being legitimately fouled, and then you start to go, well, this is, you second guess me, well, it's his mentality, or this is what he's like, or whatever.
And a split-second decision, the referee can't make that decision.
Exactly, but even the post, after the fact stuff, going back and using retrospective evidence, who's to say, really? Because, you know, you're then judging things like, God, you have to become a science. You have to get a team of people working on it, and like, what rate is he running at, and how much contact causes how much. You need like a post, like a Dexter style crime scene, CSI analysis.
When it comes down to it, you can't get diving out of football.
This is my point.
That's what
I don't think
it
it's
comes
possible
down
to get it. I don't think
You can. You wouldn't be able to eliminate all of it 100%.
So you can't.
But you could get rid of the majority of diving. 90% of it.
Robbie,
you've got to get rid of all the dark arts, and some of them are great. Some of them, like the time wasting when you throw the ball to your keeper and he just lets it go past him.
What do we want?
Those dark arts are brilliant.
This is all great in England, right? But see, when you go and play in Europe, and when you see the referees there who are giving free kicks for you look at them sideways, or you have a go at his mum, you know what I mean? And that's it, free kick, yellow card, don't be at that again. On the continent, you can't even look at someone, and they give a free kick against you. So diving's almost encouraged there. Whereas this is all great for England. I was watching a
kids' football game the other day. My son was playing. My son was playing, and he's playing against his team. And these two twins in the other team, they were diving the whole game.
Yeah.
And it's obviously they've watched that on TV from. Yeah. I don't like it. I absolutely hate
we had that era
diving.
where we used to go to the park, and if someone had done something daft, like a big daft, we'd work it into our game, because you'd try kidology with the referee was part of the it's become part of football. Same way as like taking pens and corners and all that kind of stuff, having that little edge to your game. But it's the thing,
shouting for a ball for throwing.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Calling for
everyone calls for it. It's
diving's
exactly
different
the same,
because you can dive in the box, get a player sent off, win a penalty. Like Snodgrass.
It's all lying to get a fucking decision.
Snodgrass on Saturday, right? He only admitted it because he was embarrassed, right?
Not everything's the
replays clearly showed, right, that he cheated, right? And you know the thing that interested me about that Snodgrass thing, right? He came out all sympathetic afterwards. Oh, I'm really sorry. I did dive, but I thought contact was coming in. But you watch the penalty when he takes it. Look at his celebration afterwards.
Yeah.
He didn't sort of walk off sort of sheepishly.
Yeah.
He's running off celebrating. Yeah, he's a cheat.
Yeah.
Cheat. I don't like it.
I've seen Arsenal players claim a ball that wasn't theirs. And Arsenal are the worst for actually... Arsenal actually...
Hey, listen, about you had Suarez, mate. Don't tell me nothing about diving, yeah?
Arsenal...
don't tell me nothing about diving, right?
Let me finish.
Don't tell him about diving, Chris.
You're the biggest
I'm not about diving. I'm talking about when a player's down injured, Arsenal will always play on. Yeah. Always, never give the ball back to the goalkeeper, never knock it back, he'll always play on. And that's been going on for 30 years at your football club. How the fuck do you still like him if you don't like diving?
What's the matter with him? I don't like diving, as simple as. Right? I don't like it.
You know what?
Diving's got
and that's why Arsenal will never win the Champions League.
Yeah, Gerrard dived. You could argue that in the Champions League final, Gerrard, for that penalty, he dived.
He dived, absolutely.
He dived, yeah. Michael Owen all those years ago playing for England. I don't like it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I like
I'm only joking around.
I
genuinely don't like it, but I like it when Liverpool players do it.
I like it when...
If that would have gone the other way against you guys, you know what I mean, you'd all be here sitting there saying...
I liked it when Moyes made a point of it, and then Phil Neville did it in the next game.
I bet the Russians
the best example.
The Russians are sitting there saying, there's nothing wrong with taking drugs. Fine.
Absolutely spot on.
Fine.
Fine.
So we're winning it. We were all winning. What are we worried about?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. What's the matter with you lot?
I wonder how many subs they have.
They've got a lot of subs, actually.
Absolutely. I agree. I think just to go back to the question then, can diving be stopped? I don't think it can. I think, because exactly your point there, Rob, it's like saying, well, I can clean up like 95% of it. Well, you can't,
hold on, but Paul,
you can't stop it completely.
Paul, you know, like things like...
people just get clever.
Hold on. They'll go back and they'll look over incidents like when, say, someone's elbowed somebody and that. They don't get all of them. Sometimes with some of them, they're like, you know what, we can't...
If you have an independent...
we can't make out 100%, so that one...
Robbie,
but they'll get most of them.
Robbie, The question is, can diving be stopped? No.
Can diving be... He hasn't said can diving be stopped 100%. He said can diving be stopped.
He's right.
He's talking semantics for a second.
It can be stopped.
Can diving be lessened? Is the question.
Of course it can be lessened.
Exactly.
It can be stopped.
On occasion.
It can be right. We can make it right. We can make it. Listen, nothing can be stopped completely. I mean, you don't say, all right, you know what? Let's just get rid of the police then, because you know what? We can't stop murder, can we? We can't.
Arsenal can be stopped
from
winning the Premier League.
Hold on, we can't stop. We can't stop.
The next time I run someone over, that'll be my argument.
Hold on,
Robbie said we don't need the police
stopped.
I'll be serious here. You can't stop killing 100%, can you? But you still got a police force to police it, right? To try and to lessen it, right? If these divers, and there's certain players that do it all the time, if they knew that, you know what, it's going to start getting looked at and they start getting hefty bans, you soon see them start staying on their feet.
No, you're right.
That's what we want for the game.
You're right. It's not the answer to the question, but you're right.
As I said, the integrity of these Liverpool fans. Even last time he was arguing for diving. I remember that. I still couldn't believe it.
I enjoy a good dive.
Yeah, well,
when it's done well, like you mean, it's when it's
I
done
hope
terribly. Like,
that might backfire
like
on
good
you.
theatre.
it always backfires. What are you talking about?
It's just because you love Suarez, that's why. It's back Luis Suarez. Let's not get me started.
You know, I prefer with it. It's all right when you've had so much glory naturally come to you in the last 20 years. You don't understand.
So what you mean is you'd rather have glory?
You'll be all over diving in 5 years when you've won football.
Yeah, you'll love
what
it.
I'm saying. Like.
You'll love it, Liam.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, we were all over Ronaldo, apparently.
It's said. Anyway, there you go. There's your thoughts on the diving situation in the comments below. How can it be lessened?
Just get rid of the police.
Give us some suggestions. Is it retrospective punishment? Is it shackles? I don't know. Is it tasers on the pitch?
Tasers on the pitch?
Negative reinforcement, Liam. Every time
I love
the referee
Robbie's
sees
idea
someone
of a
dive,
police force on the pitch.
Yes.
Just get a police force in. And
It's all of it Thatcher's Britain, to be fair, mate.
I do like the idea of tasers, though.
Shock collars every time the
have you
referee
seen
sees
that
someone
shock
What
dive.
happens if one malfunctions? You get the goalkeeper having a fit.
But this is the problem, isn't it? With any system, Liam, there's bound to be a percentage.
But it doesn't work.
It's like those shoes with wheels on them, Heelys.
I'd love to be able to work one of them.
No, but the point is, you know, if someone's looked at that and gone, listen, shoes with wheels on, they look like great fun, but eventually someone's going to get run over by a train. But you know what? That's a percentage that it's fine. This is the shock collar thing. Go with shock collars. That's it. We fixed it. Don't bother leaving comments below. That's it. Give the video a thumbs up if you're all in for shock collars. And subscribe to the channel to check out the rest of Social Club this week.